Check it out, gentlemen. Constructed by a little old villain named Scaramantula, and only used on Sundays to go to church. Been dying to give it a spin.
Oh, no fucking way. Late 60s Ultra Death Ray? She's amazing. Saddle operated with Doomco gearing. Freaking gorgeous.
If I were a woman, I'd marry her.
And I'd jeopardize our friendship by nailing your hot wife.
Gyroscopic.
The Lepidopterists is the 10th episode of Season 3. It first aired on August 3rd, 2008, and was written by Doc Hammer. In it, the Monarch begins arching Jonas Venture Jr. After an initial fight leaves the Monarch's cocoon in bad shape, he sends 3 of his henchmen on a mission to get the upper hand on JJ. Meanwhile, JJ gets a crash course in how the world of costumed aggression works. I've only got one note in this video, so you're getting it in the canon section. 21 talks about Lara Croft drowning in Tomb Raider. Here's a clip of that if you're curious. While 21 and 24 explain to Henchman 1 that he'll probably die, 24 says,
"Let me tell you a story about a little henchman named Speedy."
This is a callback to Speedy, who was introduced and killed off all in the very first episode of the show, not counting the pilot. This is the first appearance of Agents Cardholder and Doe, but this is actually not the first appearance of Henchman 1, aka Scott Hall. His first appearance was in Season 1's Are You There, God? It's Me, Dean.
You make some I'm gonna get Dr. Venture speech, and then,
Typically, I dismiss this as just a recycled voice, but Jackson and Doc actually talk about it in the commentary.
Henchman number 1, you forced me to do this voice.
That you've been using for years. The swish your throat voice.
Yeah. I actually have to wrap my hand around my throat to do Henchman number 1's voice.
Do it.
Because I did one line.
Yeah, and now you've been doing it
like 2 seasons ago, yeah.
I usually make some kind of, I'm gonna get Dr. Venture speech, and then,
Yeah, that's true. Well,
that was his one line in Season 1.
He's buffed up and became the great henchman.
You said specifically you wanted that guy.
Well, one, we're out of voices. But two, wouldn't it be nice if people go back and go, oh, that guy buffed up and became a great henchman, and then we kill him? Although we never see him die. I like to think he's dead.
The message board kids really want him to be alive.
Yeah, him and Dr. Dugong.
This episode is the first time we see Pirate Captain having a problem with tranquilizer darts, a problem that will come back in the future. This episode is kind of a middle-of-the-road episode for me. It took a few watches to understand what was actually going on at the end, but Cardholder and Doe are totally awesome, and that's irrefutable. Also, I love how by way of Henchman 1, this episode further establishes that 21 and 24 are completely untouchable, setting the stage for an absolute subversion in the finale. It's also pretty cool to see the Monarch being actually competent. But the best thing about this episode is what it does to establish the rules of the Ventureverse. Rules I never really thought to question before this episode. I think the best metaphor is when the Monarch says,
"It's like fencing. It's about the art of the fight."
It didn't really click for me until that very moment. And sure, as JJ says, it's all silly, but it's a way of life for these people that they've either been born into or seduced by, and JJ just isn't quite there yet. I love the ever-expanding logic of the Venture Brothers, and I love the Venture Brothers. As always, thank you for watching, and go Team Venture. Tune in next week for Orb. If you dug this video, share it with a friend. And if there was some huge glaring thing that I missed in this video, follow me on Instagram to see these videos a week early and offer your input before I upload the final product.